All right, so you stumbled across this video, and if you've got two, three, five, maybe $10,000 saved up, and you're at a point where you're like, okay, I want to invest, or I want to try some kind of business opportunity or something in that vein. You're like, I'm working a job, a 9 to 5 job, but I've managed to scrounge together a few $1,000s, and I want to figure out how do I take this money instead of spending it or just putting it maybe in savings or even just putting it in stocks. Like, how do I actually do something with this that's a little bit more hands-on? So the most successful venture that I've found to date was in Airbnb. And so what I did was I didn't have $50,000 or $100,000 to put down as a down payment for a home, but what I did have was maybe $5,000-$10,000 to put down. And so what I did was I found a home to rent. And in the contract, we had an addendum, an additional piece of the contract that said, I am renting this out to sublease it as a short-term vacation rental. And both of us signed off on it, which means that I and the owner both agreed, I'm going to rent this from you. I'm going to be your tenant, but I'm going to flip it and I'm going to use this home as a vacation rental. And so it's almost like those shows where you'll see someone flip a house, they buy it, they remodel it, they rip everything down, and then they put it back on the market. Well, the same can kind of exist in short-term vacation rental, where you rent it from them, but you flip it, and so you decorate it and make it set it all up with the mindset of what are people going to want. So from the kitchen and the supplies, paper towels, toilet paper, decorations, all that, you set it all up with the grill and fireplace and fire pit and all that. You set it up for short-term vacation rental, and you flip it. And it was awesome for me because it was an opportunity for me to start getting into the space of real estate and investing, if you will, start creating a business without having to own the property myself. And so it mitigated some of the risk for me. There was a homeowner there that if the water heater went out, or there were some major repairs, or the roof needed to be redone, there was someone else that was going to finance that and pay for that. And then I was a really stable source of income for them. I kept the house in a 5-star condition. And, I was able to generate $1,000-$2,000 a month. I mean, even, and that's after everything was said and done. I mean, gross revenue. There was months when I found the right clients. I kind of started finding my sweet spot with the short-term vacation rental clients and guests that I really liked. I mean, there were some months where I grossed $8,000 or $9,000 in a month, and that sounds like crazy money to me when I say that, but it's real. And maybe at some point I'll do a screen share and show the numbers. And so, anyways, if that's you, I would say, hey, look, start to look for properties. Go on, create properties that are for rent. So don't go to property management companies, because their job is to be the gatekeeper in between the homeowners and tenants. And so you're trying to do something a little bit more creative, but start to talk to all your family and friends. If you know anybody that's a real estate agent or broker, anyone that owns homes, or maybe you've got grandparents that go out of town, they're snowbirds for the winter for 3 months. Maybe maybe you own your own home and you want to give it a shot. Maybe you've got an extra bedroom. Heck, just rent out an extra bedroom, but go through this process, start talking to people, and find someone. And you will find, if you talk to 100 homeowners that are renting their property, you will find someone that's willing to take a bet on you. And there's ways that you can actually even get them, kind of broker it to where you can even offer to, you calculate how much am I going to make, or what's my break-even rate, and then you can actually even offer them more. Hey, you've got this 3-bedroom, 2-bath on the market for $29.50. I'll pay you $31 for it, because you're actually going to make it up in the short-term vacation rental. So that's a starting point. I can't encourage you enough to at least explore this opportunity. The big thing is you just want to make sure for the beta version, for the beta test, you just want to make sure that you're not going to lose money on it, right? So you can run your numbers, figure out, well, what are my costs going to be? You average it. What are utilities going to be? What would my rent be? And you're like, all right, this is my number. And then you start to do a little bit of market research. It's really pretty quick. And you just figure out, okay, what would it take? How many nights would I have to rent this out and for what cost just to break even, right? And pretty much if you can break even, you know you've got a winner. So that's it. I would recommend it. It was profoundly positive for me. I've learned a ton in the process, and I would say, man, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Start looking into using someone else's property and flipping it and using it as a short-term vacation rental, and it can be a game changer.